Hey there, Janae with Palin Projects here, and in this week's video, I'm actually going to be posting multiple videos from today. The reason for that is because I didn't really want to quickly go through these things and I wanted to explain them a little bit more. So, just kind of a brief recap of what I'm going to do for videos is I'm going to rip out 4 arborvitaes and replace those with dahlias. And then I'll give you an annual walkthrough, pot up my big pots for the driveway, and then my front pot, which is another big pot. And that should be all of the plants that I have for annuals that I'll be planting this year, that aren't coming from seed, I guess. But for this video, I wanted to get after pulling out the arborvitaes and kind of explain to you all why I'm doing it. So, 2 years ago, we flanked our lattices with arborvitaes. I thought it would be a nice evergreen element back there. And so we planted 8 arborvitaes. Arborvitaes are typically hardy down to zone 5, which we kind of border on a 4 to 5 ratio. I think where we're positioned here at this house, we're at the base of a valley, and I think this is just my personal opinion, but I think we get a cold front or like cold winds off of the very tops of the mountains. Like right now, it's been 70, 80 degrees and there's still snow at the top of the mountains. So I think that wind comes down from the top of the mountains and kind of just like blows through this middle part and basically fried my 4 arborvitaes, because the 4 on the ends, so I have 2 on each end, they're doing relatively good. There's the ones in the middle that were less protected, like these 4 in the middle, in the very middle, they were a little burnt, but nothing like I think I can recuperate those guys. Nothing like these middle ones. So I'll take you over and kind of give you a nice tour of the area. But I thought replacing them with the dahlias would be a good choice, because I really don't have a good spot for the dahlias other than in my half moon garden, which I could put some there, I guess, if I have extras. But I really wanted to put them up against the lattices and keep the half moon backside clear, because of us putting together the glass greenhouse and the construction that's going to go on there. And I didn't want to have to disrupt the plants. So I can flank each of the lattices with the dahlias, and I'll do that every year. I'll save my dahlias, grow them on, and then flank each side of the lattices and use the lattice as a good support system for the dahlias, because dahlias need support because they grow tall, and they're kind of heavy, so they tend to fall over. So I figured that is a good option for year after year. You know, I'll get a couple different varieties and then rotate them year after year. I like that idea rather than trying to replace with the arborvitaes again. I knew it was kind of going to be touch and go for the arborvitaes. You know, I did everything that I could. All of them had the same water. So they didn't dry out. They all received the exact same water. They were all pretty happy. Actually, the one that I thought was the happiest out of the 8 probably fried the worst. So, you know, these things just happen. I could try and recuperate them, maybe. I think they're a little too far gone to recuperate. And to be honest, they aren't bringing me joy. I mean, it's a dead plant in my line sight when we sit on this patio every night, and that's not fun to watch. So we'll go pull those out. I'll give you a tour of the 3, because I've already pulled one out. But the 3 arborvitaes, and then I'll plant the dahlias in their place. So let's get after it. Okay, so here's my first area. There's the one dead arborvitae, and then the other arborvitae I dug out and planted a cafe au lait, and then the other 2 are down over there. So I chose to do 3 dahlias here. So I'm going to do 1 dahlia, 2, and 3. And same on this side. I'm going to pull that arborvitae and do 1, 2, 3. And then on the other one to the left, I'm only going to do two. And the reason for that is because I have a black lace elderberry and they get huge. So it would shroud that third um, dahlia by the end of the year. So, and I don't want that to happen. So I have 3, 6, 8, 10 dahlia plants planted. I have 2 more left that I need to find, or 2 more that I grew that I showed you guys that I potted up. I need to find a spot for them. And then I have 2 dahlias that we got for free around here, the local nurseries on Mother's Day. If you go out and shop on Mother's Day, they usually provide you with a free plant. So I have a fuchsia and then 2 dahlias that I got this year for Mother's Day from our local nurseries. So, but besides that, I have 4 dahlias left total to plant. I think my Japanese maples over in the south flower bed died this winter. I've just been having a heck of a time with them. I think it gets too hot there, but I needed them to be there because if they were in a different area, then it would get too cold for them because that's my warmest bed. But honestly, I think I'm just gonna dig those out and plop the 2 remaining dahlias there, and then maybe do the 2 dahlias that I got from the nurseries in front of them. I think that would be a pretty display. There's already water there and everything, so I think that's what I'm going to do in that area. The dahlias love that flower bed anyways, so it would honestly be a pretty good deal for them. Other than that, I have a few more annuals that I need to do. I need to put some salvia into my beds. We get hummingbirds. I'm sure you guys do too, but I find that the hummingbirds like the salvia the best, and I like to provide that for them. And plus, the salvia is blue, and my favorite color is blue, so win-win, I guess. So I have 12 of those plants, and then I have some rockin' blue suede shoe salvia, I think. But I'll do a video on that as well. So for the dahlias, though, you saw me dig out the arborvitaes. There was one arb that had like a little bit of green. And honestly, like, I don't think they were going to come back. They were just too far gone, and actually I got kind of cut up in the process of digging them out too. So they were pretty dry and dead, even though I was providing them water and stuff. So I think that was a good move in taking those out. We'll take those to our local place and have them disposed of and recycled. After I dug out the arborvitaes, I dug holes for the dahlias, and then I put Biotone starter fertilizer for their rhizome and root development, just so that they had a good start. I think you guys probably saw, but some of my dahlias were struggling. I think they were just not loving it being in pots. Plants like to be outside. They like to be in the ground. Annuals are good in pots, and some perennials are, but just the pots that I had those dahlias in, they just weren't jamming with them. So I honestly think they are going to enjoy being in the ground a little bit more and really thrive. So even the one dahlia that I planted last night, I looked at it and I was like, oh my goodness, like it is just, it's loving it out there. So, and that was one night of being in the ground. So another thing that I did with the dahlias is I pinched them. So I waited until they got to a certain height, and then I just pinched the top off of them. That encourages side growth, or instead of having like one main stem that the flowers come off of, you pinch them. Thought someone was pulling up. You pinch the tops, and then it'll like sprout 2 stems. So that's pretty cool, and so I'll get more flowers that way because I pinched them. I didn't pinch all of my dahlias because some of them were, like I said, looking a little sad. And so I wanted to give them their best chance in the ground possible. I hope you enjoyed watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!